Welcome back. Paul here again from Social Wi-Fi, and in this video I want to talk about an interesting feature that we have called Force Gmail Login. Now if you turn this on, this applies to users that log in just using their email address. They don't go through Facebook or Twitter or the other social media methods. However, if they log in with a Google email address, we can redirect them to go through Google's authentication process, which has a few benefits. You're going to get more information from that user, and it will be validated information as well. So we may be getting additional things like their name, in some occasions their date of birth, and a few other things like that. It's also going to reduce the need for us to send the verification email, which looks a lot like this. If people log in with their email address, we ask them to activate it so that we can validate that the email address actually belongs to them. If you can imagine a scenario, I could go to any restaurant in the world that has the social Wi-Fi service, and I could put in an email address such as president@unitedstates.gov. The email address may well exist, but it's not necessarily mine, so we don't want that in the email database. So there's a good reason why we send those emails. But if people use a Gmail address, we can negate the need to send that email by passing them through the Gmail API that does the verification for us. So to turn this function on, we need to go into a venue level. So not on a project here, we wouldn't go into luxury hotel group. We'd need to go into each hotel individually. So if I go into Santorini here for a moment, I'm looking for settings at the bottom of the left-hand side. And we have our features section here on the right. I click edit. We need to find the Force Gmail login and toggle that on and off depending on how we want. We click submit, and that's instantly updated on your login system. It is important to remember at this point that you need to have the Google walled garden rules in your configuration, and this will not work on Ubiquiti hardware. So if you are using Ubiquiti Unifi, this function will not work because of the way that Ubiquiti do Wi-Fi authentication and how their radius functions work. If you have this turned on, it's not going to cause any big problems. People will just get the normal login processes if they were logging in with email, but it's worth mentioning as Ubiquiti is a very popular hardware brand. This is going to get you more information about your customers in the database, more quality information, and it's going to be quicker and easier for your customers and guests as well. It's a relatively complicated thing to understand why we have this and what the benefits and what the pros and the cons are. But if you have got any questions, contact us on support@socialwifi.com or through the chat in the dashboard, and we'll be happy to talk to you a bit more about that.